Meanwhile, you got these companies that want to send their guys out in front of you, 2, 3, 4 times a year, collect a couple $100 from you, spray the thing down with Windex and a paper towel, and give you a false sense of security that your system's fine, when they didn't really do a goddamn thing. They checked some boxes on their list that they didn't even really do, and that's the bottom line. That's what's going on. So, let's say they do this for 8 years, and they've collected $4,000 from you, right? And your compressor goes out like this one. It's cost them upwards of $7,000, $8,000 now, I think, total, with all the work that's been done there. And I'm pretty sure these guys were probably still doing maintenance there, so they double dipped on her. Guys, happy Friday, and what a beautiful Friday it is. Nice and sunny out. We're going to be 60 degrees today, and that's not winter weather that promotes people purchasing equipment, but I'm busy enough. I went out and sold a heat pump this morning, so that's good. A manufactured home heat pump. They are very easy sales. Sorry, there's a big bumblebee flying. God, we see it's warm. We still have bees out. It's ridiculous. But it's easy selling these heat pumps when you can put $6,000 in their pocket before they even talk to you, and that's what I'm able to do at the moment on manufactured homes. But it's not what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about a subject that I talk about a lot, and it's about what some of these other companies in town do, the larger companies. And I'm going to, not mention names like I usually do not, and I can't, because I'm not going to defame anybody publicly. But maybe you guys check out my videos from last night. I got some cool, my shorts. I got some cool sheet metal videos. Jokes. But, these companies, I'll tell you. So let me tell you a story. I just got off the phone with my my electrician that I use for my projects, and he referred me to this lady. She hasn't called me. I don't know if she's gonna call me, because she's already having the guys that messed things up out already. But let's see. This is a 2014 home with a split system heat pump. And apparently the compressor went out. So, the compressor went out in 11 years. Now, why did the compressor go out? Is it because maybe they forgot to change their filter periodically and the thing ran hot? Was it an installation issue from the beginning? Obviously it lasted 11 years, so that's tough to say. Or did the compressor just go bad? Sometimes you just get a bad one and they go out. It's a man-made or a factory-made thing, but maybe it was Friday afternoon and that robot decided it didn't want to build it properly. I don't know. I'm just speculating here on what made that compressor go out. So let's move ahead to last week, and the compressor went out. So I don't know if it was the company that did the original install. They called out. I assume it was one of the big companies in town, the ones that are keeping you on these maintenance agreements, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But what was I getting at? So anyway, he came out. They replaced her compressor last week. And let's say your pressures are low, even though you feel like you charged it up right. What if you can't get that what if you can't get that head pressure up there? What if you can't get the pressures where you feel they should be? What does a novice do? A novice who doesn't check the airflow first. He keeps pumping that refrigerant in there till those numbers look good, right? Let's just keep pumping and pumping and pumping and dumping all that refrigerant in there without checking airflow. And I'm pretty damn sure that's exactly what happened. So he pumped and dumped, got the compressor done, took off, and 2 days later, a customer calls him back and tells her that his tells her that tells them that her sorry guys, I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I've not been sleeping well lately. I need to get more work. Tells her that, or tells the company, if I can spit it out, tells the company that her compressor died, or her system's not working. I don't think she knew what a compressor is even. So a more senior tech comes out and proceeds to tell her that, hey, this thing is grossly overcharged, and he killed your compressor, your brand new compressor that's been installed for 2 days. So he starts investigating a little further, and he didn't have a way to verify airflow. He probably doesn't carry the tools on his truck. I don't really carry the proper tools to check 100% airflow. I can check on a properly operating system, knowing the specs of that system. I can check your static pressure, and I can take my little handheld anemometer, and I can check your airflow out of your registers, things of that nature. I mean, I'm experienced enough to know how to tell if that thing's moving the amount of air it should. So he told her, I'm going to have to come back. I'm going to verify your airflow. So that's what he's doing today. But it kind of made me think about these larger companies, you know, and it sounds like she got a good guy that's coming back there, possibly. My electrician mentioned something about a flow hood, which, you know, I don't know if what a flow hood's going to tell you. I think he's probably doing something else. He might be using one of those anemometers that goes into your ductwork. I can't remember what they're called. It's a little needle that goes in there and tells you your verified airflow. I'm not that sophisticated when it comes to that. I should be, but those are really expensive tools that I'm not gonna have. I don't really need them. I got my brain. Most of the time I can tell you if that thing's working right or not, and I can verify. I can add up all your airflow pretty easily, and I can check your static pressure if that makes sense. I don't have those sophisticated airflow tools. If she wants a test and balance company to come in, then they can do that, and she can call somebody else. But what I do know is this guy's checking the airflow today, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the big companies in town. But it made me start thinking about their maintenance contracts. You know, if you guys remember, I went out to that one furnace where the guy said she had a cracked told the company that they had a cracked heat exchanger, and I went out and ended up replacing the furnace, blah blah blah. And you know, it's funny because if you're really going to get a proper maintenance, then let me go back. So the only reason they came out to that place and told them that their heat exchanger was cracked was because they were on their maintenance program. They just wanted to get the thing checked out because it hadn't been looked at in a couple years. They signed them up. Of course, they canceled it because these guys were kind of shady. But the only reason they had them out is they wanted to make sure the system was running good for the winter. Well, they came out and found something, and they guessed, they got lucky, and they were correct. But kind of leads me back to these companies that signing up for these quarterly or biannual maintenance contracts, and I think it's pretty shady what they do. So, you know, if I'm going to go out and do a maintenance on someone's home, realistically, the first time I'm going to go out there, you should be giving me about $800, Let me do a thorough cleaning on everything. Let me come out and check everything out with a fine-tooth comb. You know, clean your coils, you know, so you can eat off of them. Make sure everything's, you know, as new as, make it as if it was new. And, you know, you tell people stuff like that, and they think you're trying to screw them. Meanwhile, you got these companies that want to send their guys out in front of you, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a year, collect a couple $100 from you, spray the thing down with Windex and a paper towel, and give you a false sense of security that your system's fine, when they didn't really do a goddamn thing. They checked some boxes on their list that they didn't even really do, and that's the bottom line. That's what's going on. So, you know, let's say they do this for 8 years, and they've collected $4,000 from you, right? and your compressor goes out like this one. It's cost them upwards of $7,000-8,000 now, I think, total, with all the work that's been done there. And I'm pretty sure these guys were probably still doing maintenance there, so they double dipped on her. Wouldn't you rather have somebody like me? He's going to go out and be more thorough and really actually give you a good cleaning, and not just a maintenance. I'm not just looking at stuff and checking some stuff out in the boxes. I'm going to look at that thing thoroughly, and I'm going to make sure that thing's running tip top as well as it possibly can, and you know, to keep you from having these expensive repairs. And that's what these guys are hoping for. They know that if they see you, if you see them a couple times a year, when something bad happens, something they probably even caused because they didn't do the maintenance that you're paying them to do, you're going to use them for these expensive repairs or replacements. That's what they're banking on. So it pisses me off, and I'm probably not showing it in my face, but and I probably don't explain myself the best way possible when I'm doing these videos, but it really pisses me off. These guys go out and double dip off these customers, and then, you know, they call me up as a second opinion, and I go play hero, but I'm not signing them up for some big, huge, prolonged maintenance program that gives them a feel good, you know, in their mind, when it's not really worth it. And that's the truth. Have me out infrequently, not frequently, have me out infrequently to do a very thorough job cleaning your system, not frequently checking boxes and moving on to 4 other customers that day. And the owners of these companies love it, because he's getting $200 from you, he's getting $200 from the next person, he's getting $200 from the next person. He's doing that 5 or 6 times a day.
Hey, because it's you.
That's good money for John Q, business owner, HVAC business owner. Instead of, hey, I'll see you, how about every 18 months? How about every 24 months? I'm going to come out. You pay me $1,000 and I'm going to give you every damn cent's worth. I will spend a better part of a day there making sure that you can eat off this damn thing, and it's going to running to the best of its abilities based on its age. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out there and make you feel good, change your filter, you know, spray it down with some simple green, wipe it with a paper towel, put some turtle wax on your outdoor unit, and collect $200 from you. That's just a big freaking waste. And I know a lot of that's going on, so I just wanted to get that out there.
That's enough of this Joe Jabble.
This video under 15 minutes, but I got a lot to talk about on this subject, because you know, you gotta get your money's worth with these HVAC guys. You're not just a number. And these ones that are doing this this monthly thing where they, you know, it's good passive income, sure. You know, hey, just give me $15 a month. I'm there when you need me, blah, blah, blah. You know, I got 1,000 customers are paying me $15 a month, so now I got $15,000 a month passive income. Even though I'm not really doing anything for you, but I'm there if you need me. I'll give you 10% off, you know, this $5,000 compressor replacement that's going to happen because we don't do shit on your system for this. Make sense? All right, I'm out. See you guys next time.